Uh, uh, testing, testing, testing. I don't hear anything. Audio? Hello? Oh, there we go. Testing, testing, testing. That's promising. Let's full screen this sucker. Just make sure this is legible. It seems to be scaled. Did I download? This is at 720p, I think. It's nicer to my laptop. Let me just double check my settings really quickly. How do I do the settings? Output. No, that's correct output. Maybe it's just a low bit rate. I'm sort of pushing the envelope here, like at a limited bit rate. Let's close that window like an idiot. Alright. So is it 7 o'clock yet? Today we are integrating Twitch or Discord chat. And the Discord chat is at, well, I should just paste the link in someplace. Let me go over to these overlays that I have, which is much needed. I might as well just share what I'm doing here. So I've got, I reorganized my templates to use overlays, which are just other scenes. So I have a scene, basically a scene in OBS, which just has the badges, and then there's one that has like this sidebar thing. And then I've rebuilt my main scenes, so they're just including those overlays, which simplifies them a lot, and it makes it much harder to screw them up, because OBS doesn't have very good protection against locking, or it doesn't allow you to lock elements. It's terrible resize. It's if you're used to using like professional graphics software, it's a little touchy. It's not as forgiving as like some of the commercial stuff. But other than that, it's like a pretty powerful, very powerful program. So anyway, I was going to update the caption. So that's this overlay. Change this caption, and I'll just put the link. Discord link, Discord chat link is gpdavidsay.com Discord. Just as a shortcut, because I couldn't remember those funny addresses. There, okay, so that actually kind of works. So back to the chat window, and now because I've updated it in one place, it updates in all these scenes, whereas before, well, this positioning might have changed or something. Anyway, I can't really talk today. So look over here on the monitor, which you can see on this screen. And I'm just checking the quality of it. It's still kind of blurry looking. I might have to up my transmit levels, but I don't have super high speed cable internet, so I have it limited. I think my upstream taps out at 3,000, so I have it set to 2,500 megabits per second. That's right. 2,500 megabits, or is it 2,500 kilobits per second? It's 2.5 megabits per second, which is kind of low for an HD stream. It's kind of legible. Oh well. Anyway, theoretically, using Discord, I'll be able to see what's going on in the chat channels. We'll be back in 30 minutes. I'm just typing into the other chat channel. Okay, so what are we doing this morning? This is really blurry. It's really bothering me. I don't know if you can see this, but If I go to my Oxcam view, let's see what this even looks like. So that's how blurry it looks. So I'm looking specifically at this text. Kind of blurry. Although, it's not so bad with just the regular video. Because the video is already, doesn't require a lot of high definition, but when it's a text screen, and I go back to this one, it's quite noticeable. It actually looks pretty good when it's just regular text. I guess if there's a lot of movement, that's when we have problems. Anyway, so now theoretically that I have this Discord chat thing in the corner, I'll be able to see. I'll be able to hear what people are typing in the chat room. I'll get a notification. YouTube streaming doesn't seem to yet have that capability. Not that I found out. There is a pop-up. You can pop out the chat window and maybe use that as a browser source, which is what I'm doing here with some CSS hacks to make the Discord widget fit my screen better. But it doesn't play a noise, and I need to hear a noise to know that someone said something. I hear Twitch Alerts is making a YouTube version, though. I think in 5 or 6 days we're supposed to see some sort of results, so I'll check in then. All right, but what are we doing today? Let me get rid of this. This is my CSS hack worksheet when I was adjusting the height of the Discord widget that's on the right side here. You can make these height adjustments to these two containers in the custom CSS in the browser source, and then it fits. It's not fixed size. Right now the UI doesn't seem to allow you to size the widget in any sense. But since this is a browser source, that means the CSS is accessible. Or you can override it to the way you want if you know something about CSS. All right. What time is it? 7:07. Let's get this started. Again, I'm working on my Nerd Media project. The Nerd Media project is, if I can remember, let me move my Quipper over here. Nerd Media project. Blah. Well, the idea is to let me rewrite this a bit, reorganize this a bit. So the motivation is I want to create these social geeky themed events in my living room to create more creative interdependent energy. And one of the first steps of that is to create some sort of rallying banner or rallying presence. That triggers the, oh, this is cool and nerdy, we should be doing more of this. Those types of activities. So the one I've chosen is to make a web/print magazine about area nerds, and it's going to be as simple as I can, but it's going to look really. It's going to make it look as good as possible for the amount of time that I want to put into it. Basically, a large picture and maybe and just a little bit of words. So I've been going through the I guess you would say the content or the development of what this magazine will actually look like, and I've been kind of distracted by my own nerdy process, and I've been making it way more complicated, which is apparently a trait that I share with a lot of my friends. So let's see, I guess one thing to do is start this timer. Well, let me gather all the stuff together first. If I go to my continuity log up here, this is what I've been doing every single day since I started this on August 8th. Saturday. Oh, Saturday I thought I would try 2 things. By that I mean two 15-minute startups. Project starts. Although I really should clean my living room. Working context. So the working context here, this is for me to remember just how to get everything together. If for me, one of the hurdles about getting a project started is just getting all the bits running together and not being distracted, because there's so many little sniggly little bits that have to come together. And switching between multiple technical projects or even any projects, remembering where did I put the rolling pin? Oh, the thermometer isn't where I'm supposed to get it. Oh, this flower is too old. You know, all those kind of things kind of get you away from the actual making of it. It's the clerical part. I think human-computer interaction pioneer Douglas Engelbart wrote, or J.C.R. Licklider maybe this. These are two really old. I think it was JCR actually. So Licklider, he said something that the moment of, this is paraphrasing broadly, the moment of creativity is it takes a lot of clerical work to get to the point when you can do the actual creative work. And so this is what this working context is about. This is the clerical work. This is just stuff so I can start to think, because I need all the pieces in front of me, and the pieces have been scattered around, like on my desk or whatever. So on MAMP, let me just get everything started. MAMP, I can't see. Now I'm already looking for the stupid icon. Here it is. And there it is. And I'm going to start this. This is the web server that's running on my Mac here. This machine on the right is my PC. I'm using Synergy so I can go back and forth between the screens as if they were one computer. So I've started MAMP. I'm going to minimize that window. What was the next thing I had to do? Go to Nerd Local. That's a browser thing. Let's put this browser over here. This is going to be covered by the right side. Guess I'll put it here. Actually, I'll embiggen it. Embiggened. And I'll put this over on, oops. This browser will go here. Since I'm using the Mac desktop thing. Oh, that was the article itself. Anyway, since I'm using the Mac desktop thing, I have to have these screens in a particular order. Otherwise, I keep losing them. I don't have the direct shortcuts enabled, but I know that my journal is all the way on the left, and my source control is all the way on the right, and Sublime is in the middle, and then next to it is the browser. And so that helps you remember where stuff is. Maybe I should set up hotkeys for it. Sublime Nerd Project. Sublime Text is my text editor. Let me switch projects, quick switch projects. Nerd, that's that one. And I suppose I should just split the screen while I'm here. View, layout, columns 2, just to give some relief on the other side. So this isn't quite so wide. Let's look a little better. So, where are we now? Let me check to make sure the audio is still working. Good, alright. I'm a little bit paranoid that this microphone, which is a wireless belt pack, one of these babies. Which screen is it? Is it this screen? Oh, I'm on the wrong. Yeah, this. This uses like these AA batteries. I think I can open this without breaking it. This is a wireless. This is a Shure PGX something. It's their PGX line of wireless body pack transmitters. It's the cheap one, not quite as cheap as the BLX line below it, which is an analog system. This is a cheap digital system, running at 900 megahertz. Is that right? Yeah, 900 megahertz, which is a frequency that used to be used by cordless telephones. Then they all switched to 2.4 gigahertz, which is the same It's the same frequency that everybody else is using now. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi uses 2.4 gigahertz, like the older standards. Um, and because of that, there's a lot of interference on on those frequencies. Particularly because, like, I live in a condominium complex, and there's lots of Wi-Fi base stations conflicting with each other. I had to reset mine about once a day just to reset it and find a new frequency, because the one I have doesn't auto hunt. So like the other so I try to avoid 2.4 gigahertz. This 900 megahertz frequency is pretty clear now because there's no more cordless telephones in vast use. Hopefully that'll last. So the audio is pretty clear. I can go upstairs and move around, which turns out to be like a pretty big deal for the comfort of this. But anyway, I'm distracting myself. Let me see. So the Quiver Pizza article, that's this. So I am continuing to develop this content for the day. So I'm going to set my 15 minutes. I'm kind of cheating by not including the setup into it, but oh well. So we'll finish this up by the next 15 minutes. Timer's running. Why am I up so early on Saturday? Because I want to get stuff done, I guess. I am coming out of a slump. So now I'm facing the, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm trying to adjust the width of this, because suddenly adjusting the width of this column is the most important thing in the world. Why can't I move it? Oh well, I give up. Alright, so at least the left side is what's important. The stuff on the right is just the formatted version of it. So I remember I left a marker here somewhere. I wish I could see just the formatted view. Okay, that doesn't let me adjust it. That's annoying. I guess maybe I could never adjust it. Anyway, I guess I finished it. Oh, here it is. Here, left off here. So this last thing, findings, the age of the dough after that's the correct, yeah. I learned about, okay, I need to do this next paragraph. I learned about oven operations, about managing oven temperatures. Also, or let's say oven temperatures were more complicated to manage. Oven temperatures were more complicated. Okay, damn it. To manage than expected. Oven temperatures working with the oven was more complicated than expected as well. Even simple tasks, simple seeming tasks, like put the pizza in the oven, were fraught with peril. The first time, or let's say, I want to leave this, well, the first time I made a pizza, I used a flat, round silicone whatchamacallit, spatter guard, not having anything else. Once I made a pretty pie and then realized I had no way of transferring it into the blistering hot oven. Yeah, I got this burn. See that? Be careful. It flopped on top of itself and self-destructed. I purchased a pizza peel, which is that paddle that pizza makers use to get the pie in and out of the hot oven. There's a choice between wood and steel. Where's it? Aluminum. Handle length style. Between wood and steel. There's a lot of choices, let's say. There's a lot of choices. The material. But the critical element but the real challenge is figuring out how to use it. Do you build the pie on the countertop, then move it to the peel, then use that's just as destructive. Oh wait. There's a technique to shake the peel rapidly side to side to get the pie unstuck from the surface of the peel, then sliding the peel out rapidly in the oven. Let's see. Blistering hot is hyphenated, I believe. 2 adjectives modifying 1 noun. This presumes that the peel was clear of any spilled sauce. A culinary pothole. Dump the pie, funny. We'll crash the pie. And it was liberally dusted with cornmeal, not just flat flour, which turns into glue, before the pie was dressed. Complicated. What else did I discover? Getting the pie out of the oven was a lot easier, since it just can be slid out back on. Positioning the peel so it can catch the pizza as it slides out was a subtle not efficiency, a subtle was a trick I picked up after almost losing a couple of pies and burning myself. Make sure you give yourself plenty of room to maneuver in the kitchen with clear, accessible surfaces and no awkward barriers to gaining access to obstacles in the way. Alright, and then so after that, temperature management itself is also fairly involved, requiring preheat and timing of the various pizza making stages. Let's see. It's really important to get the oven as hot as possible. Home ovens, however, just don't get hot enough for making the superlative pizza I desire. Using my infrared thermometer, let's see, well, mine, when set to broil, gets to around 550 degrees. Well, short of the 900 degrees I wish I could get. Some people disable the safety locks and put the oven into self-cleaning mode to get the higher temperatures. But I didn't want to do this. Let's see, alternatively, the use of baking stones, also called pizza stones, in an oven that's preheated for at least 45 minutes helps with baking. Helps by absorbing a lot of heat kind of like a capacitor. Of heat energy, a lot of thermal energy, let's say, heat. So it can be released back into whatever is sitting on it. A hot oven full of air doesn't have as much heat transfer heat potential as a deep fat fryer, and therefore food, let's see, heat potential. Let's see, how to rephrase this. Hot air even when it's 550 degrees, doesn't have as much heating power as a 550 degree stone. Air gets cold immediately. A stone does not. That has huge ramifications for baking. I have a stone that my sister gave me many Christmases ago, but I recently upgraded to a pizza steel. A baking steel, also called a pizza which is even better at holding heat. Oh, 15 minutes is up. This is critical to getting the pizza nice and crisp on the bottom. I guess I should, the alternative in about 5 minutes, as opposed to grandma style pizza, which requires a 20-minute pre-bake followed by toppings. This just doesn't create the same kind of pizza crust texture. It might be alright. I should try it again. Since hot air, we go for a little bit longer. It's Saturday, right? I can do what I want. I'm a free man. Yeah. This way. Does it have an audio link? Looks like I do. No, I can't see the other chat. Oh, there's no one in here anyway. Yes. Okay. Since hot air, cooking also works through radiant heat, not just thermal transfer. To use this effectively, you can put the oven on broil and place and cook the top directly. In fact, you preheat the oven and the baking steel on broil for at least 45 minutes. Door cracked open, so the broiler element stays on. But during cooking, you just grill the hell out of the toppings. The pie crust, the bottom of the pie, however, is being cooked by the baking steel's stored heat. So you get pretty decent cooking action. Finding the balance between time in the oven to, 1, cook the crust to desired level and to cook the toppings to desired crispness is a bit tricky. I started to use a combination of a timer and different cooking modes to control to get the results I wanted. Different and manipulating the oven temperature mid-cycle to get a good balance. So those are the findings. I'll leave these off next. This is the current recipe, I think. Current recipe, or current process, August 2016. I'll make a big continue here. So I'll find out tomorrow. So it's like a little bit over. It's about 6 minutes over when I started. Yeah. So that's that's the goal for today. I think I actually, on a side note, I'm recovered from my switch to the 7 a.m. mornings. 3 weeks ago, I was going to sleep at 7 a.m. and now I am waking up in time for 7 a.m. So it took. There's a rule of thumb I've heard that for every hour of change in waking time you want to make, it takes 1 day. So, if, for example, if I wanted to wake up 3 hours earlier naturally, that would take about 3 days to get there. So I did a 12-hour change, and on top of that, I was still probably recovering from another change. So 12 hours, 12 days, about 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks now. Today is the first day that I think I actually feel like this is not torture. So that's a good thing. Oh, booyah. Or that's yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go and do something else. Maybe I will stream some process later. But let's figure out what else to do. Maybe I'll work on this is like my secret project. I'm going to try and make what I'm going to call a meditation box. The idea is that this box is a little small, but since there's all this clutter around me, it's distracting. I was wondering if I made a little box that I could do this with, that had some words in it and sort of reminded me what I was supposed to do, if that would create kind of like a portable, calm meditation room with me. That could be really nice. If I was craftier, I could do like make super nice dioramas or stuff. Or I could find artist friends who can help me make these things. They might be cool. They could be super cool. That would give me a reason to learn how to make boxes too. Because of course this box, which was $1 from AC Moore. I looked through all of them, and found the lid and the box that I liked the best. But still, we can do better. This is made of pine. It's not stained. It's made in China. You know, it'd be nice if it was made, you know, right here in the good old U.S. of A. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna call this stream. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good weekend, and get some stuff done that you hope you can get done. 10-second countdown.